Hi, hello, it's Drake here from A Day on Dartmoor, and today we're actually going to make some rosemary cuttings. And the actual reason I'm doing that is because so many people have been asking about how do we get hold of rosemary of late, that I thought, well, maybe I could do a video just showing you how to take cuttings. And they're obviously it's one of the nicest jobs that anybody could really have to do. I mean, the smell of rosemary has always been one of my most favourite herbs. So it's a real joy to be able to do this with you today. And what I've done is I've broken off some non-flowering tips to the rosemary plant that I've got growing in the garden, so that you can see they're about that length. And I've done this early in the morning. I think it's the best time in the day to do it before it gets too energized with the light and heat of the day. And what I've also done is I've just soaked these for about half an hour in water just prior to actually going into the next stages. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just literally just taking off a lot of the leaves, because what we want it to do is really focus on preparing those roots, on growing those new roots. And if it's got too many leaves on it, then it's transpiring too much, and yes, that's not good for the plant. So we take off a bunch. We left just a few. I've just left a few there. You can see just at the top. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut just below. Now I'm just going to show you on one that I haven't stripped yet, but if you see here, I'm going to point with my knife. If you see here, these leaves that come away from the stem, this is the leaf nodule here, and what you want to do is just cut below it. So on this one here, you can actually see the nodules, because they look quite different. They're different colour. They're a lighter green colour here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut here below the nodule. There we go. So if you can see, there we go. It's just below the nodule. And I've used a very sharp knife because the cleaner the cut, the less likely you are to have bacteria and viruses get in there. So that's what I've done there. And before we get on to the next stage of actually with the cutting, I'm going to get the soil ready. So all I'm doing is I'm mixing some of my fertile fibre compost. So this is just a kind of potting compost. And I'm putting in about a third with coarse sand. So if you can see that, it's pretty coarse stuff. It's actually granite sand that you can find for free here up on Dartmoor, handily enough. So I'm putting all that in there and mix all that up together in the bowl. So it's nicely mixed. So this is sometimes known as sharp sand, the actual sand that I'm using right now. So that's good, that's all mixed up lovely, and I'm going to put it into a pot. There we go. And then actually, before I do anything else, I'm going to just water that. So I'm watering the pot first before putting the plants in. And generally how I would do things, to be honest. Even when potting plants out, I would water them before I put them out, because it just gets them ready for going into the ground. So anyway, that's all done. Just gently firm that down. So there's the pot, and then we've got the rooting gel. So I've got my freshly cut plant, and I'm just going to dip it just so the gel goes nicely above the nodule. So you dip it in so it goes nicely above it. You won't be able to see it because it's a clear gel, but it just goes above it. So the nodule is here, and I've just gone up to here with the root gel. the rooting gel, and then I'm going to just push that in around the edge of the pot, like so. So that's just pushed in around the edge of the pot. And I'm going to put a whole row all the way around. I'll probably get about 8 or 9 in there. And then the only thing left for me to do is just to cover it. And all I've just got is an old plastic bag. And I'll just cover that over like that. And that helps retain the moisture. And then I will leave that in a cool place, not too sunny, light but not sunny. And in a few weeks there should be some nice roots coming through on there, and then I can separate the plants up and pot them on and then give them away. And it's as simple as that, as it were. So I hope you enjoyed my short go through on how to take rosemary cuttings, and I hope you have a really great day. Thank you very much for your listening as ever, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.